I feel like a lot of people do get caught up on like intro post, and I don't know like if it's because you guys want it to be like perfect or what's gonna like make people interested in you. And one thing I want to tell you guys that I'm really big on is not to focus on perfecting everything, because part of this whole journey and your business and branding, like I would encourage people honestly to brand themselves more than like they're branding their business. Like you are essentially your business. Does that make sense? When it comes to your brand and who you are and what you want people to connect with when it comes to you, it's really being yourself. It like you don't have to have this glamorous, crazy story that people connect to. I think a good idea is before you start posting intro posts and, you know, introducing yourself in these groups, before you start making these intro posts, this is what I want you to do. And you don't have to be a writer. It does not have to be perfect. You can tweak things and adjust things as you go and, you know, formulate better posts or better ways you want to introduce yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be you, okay? I'm really big on that. People are going to respect and appreciate that so much. If you come off trying to be too businessy or too, like, crafted, if that makes sense, people are not going to connect with that. They might respect and appreciate the post, but they want to know who you are and why you're here, and that's going to give them some believability as to why you're doing what you're doing and how you can actually help them. Like you're in it for the right reasons. So one thing that I did, because I've changed my intro or like my story multiple times, not with like life events, but just how I introduce myself. Make a list of what's brought you here in this space. What is it that has you wanting to get into digital marketing or have a business of your own? You know, maybe you don't want to work the types of jobs you've worked anymore. Like, why is that? What is it that's brought you here? What type of hardships have you went through? And it doesn't have to be like hardships like you're wanting people to feel bad for you or anything like that, but like, you know, for me, for example, okay, a lot of it for me is motherhood. Obviously there's, you know, the incident with my daughter and me losing my job, and that event led me to digital marketing, okay? But the things that I found a benefit of when I started were very specific things. So for example, you know, everybody talks about, oh, that one was hard. Everybody talks about like, oh, like you want to have more time with your family. You want to have, you know, financial freedom, which try to stay away from saying financial freedom, guys, because that's been something that's been getting flagged a lot, like promising income or free time and all that good stuff. But a lot of people I think are getting burnt out on hearing things that are very generic like that. So it needs to be specific. So for example, with me, I would put in my intro post, hey, quietly. I would put in my intro post like, you know, my son at the end of May had an art show to go to, and normally I would have to take off work, or I would have to ask or work extra hours throughout the week. Or even if like my boss was like, yes, okay, go, I'm worried about my worth ethic being judged just because I want to be present as a mother. And now that's something I don't have to worry about. See how that is more specific than I get to have more time with my kids. It gives it an actual like point of relatability that people can connect with and be like, oh my gosh, like my daughter just had a gymnastic tournament and I felt awful like taking time off work and da 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 da. Like they will relate it somehow, even if it's not specifically the same thing. You know, don't start it as a post, right? Get a piece of paper and a pen and just write down some bullet points of, you know, who you are. And it can be as basic as you want it to be. Like nobody's seeing this list. This is for you to generate something. So you're a mom. You maybe got through cancer. You maybe have autoimmune diseases. You have an education in blank. You like just write down some things about yourself, what your background's in, and then, you know, any hardships that you're comfortable with sharing. And again, at the bottom, just kind of whatever it is that brought you to this space and what you're wanting to do with your business, whether it's products, digital products, digital marketing, if you want to teach other people how to market, if it is some type of service, if you're doing coaching, mentoring, stuff like that. And then you have a list, and what you can do is one of two things. So some people consider themselves decent at writing, good at writing. Some people like just don't like to write, and I get that. I'm a writer. If you guys are really struggling with your intro post and you want to send me your bullet point list or send me like a list of those things that I just mentioned, you can send it to me in Messenger and I will help you come up with an intro post. But the goal here and the key here is you don't want to have somebody help you every time you need to make a post about something, and you do need to get that practice in. You know what I mean? ChatGPT is an amazing, wonderful resource, but I do not ever want you guys copy and pasting straight from ChatGPT, because especially in digital marketing, people read out ChatGPT and AI writing so quickly. I don't know what it is. ChatGPT writing is not always the best, but there are ways you can also have it alter the writing that people don't do. A lot of people just use AI to formulate and make everything, and the quality just isn't there. So you can take that list and type it into ChatGPT and say, look, I'm getting into digital marketing. These are some things about myself I want to mention. Like, formulate a good intro post for me. They're going to generate that for you, and then read through it and see what you like about it. You might only like half of it, and it will give you some idea of how to formulate that list into some type of couple paragraph intro about yourself. You pour yourself into that post, and the biggest thing is to be specific. Don't be everybody else, like, hey guys, I'm new here and I want to get into digital marketing because I want more time with my kids, or I want to pay off our debt. Like, what are you going to do with that extra time with your kids? Who is your family? What type of debt are you wanting to pay off? What are you wanting to do with that extra funding? And what hardships is this going to help you overcome specifically? And that is going to give people something to relate to. It's also going to encourage them to comment on that intro post more because it stands out and maybe they connect with something. And then those comments and engagements, it's going to boost you more. And then the only other thing that I can think to mention with that, I do not like this brush, is to always, always, always put at the end of your post that your account is for business and that you would love to connect and have people friend request you. And that's going to help people come to you. I definitely recommend Canva Pro. It's one of the things that, I've had it personally for years because I've always been into like graphic design. I've done some stuff for businesses, but I believe, and if I'm repeating myself, Casey, I apologize, but I believe that, I believe that in order to use anything commercially, like for your business from Canva, you have to have Pro, I believe.
Like blow dry it.
No, I think we'll be all right.
I don't want to blow dry it. So
no, I think you guys just want to play with the blow dryer, and I'm not trying to do that.
Look, I'm not gonna play with the actual blow dryer.
Look. Who are you?
Your mom.
Stop! I'm gonna end this live for tonight. It is about 9 o'clock.